Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the heartbeat of America, Flint, Michigan. And here we are with another edition of the WolverineManiac. Tough sledding on Saturday, I know. But before I get into that, I'm just going to pre-warn you that I'm going to be having 2 commercial breaks during this, just to give myself a little bit of a break so I don't get long-winded. And I know I repeated myself quite a bit in that first episode, but you guys have showed much love. And a lot of people shared it, a lot of people liked it, a lot of people watched it and subscribed, and I really do appreciate that a lot. So thank you guys. And so let's just get into this right now. So out in Camp Randall, a.k.a. Camp ran all over us on Saturday. Wisconsin played very well. They had the better game plan. They knew what it was, and they executed properly. They were way more physical than us. Their line is just a bunch of beefcakes, dude. Beefcakes. And our line looked small on the defensive line, and it was just red waves of people just knocking over our guys the entire game. We had no gap integrity. Jonathan Taylor just ran all over us. And we even got lucky that he was out for a little bit because he had some cramps, I believe. And we couldn't capitalize on it. You know, we started the game off strong on the offensive end with a nice long run by Ronnie Bell after catching a pass. And then Shea misses. Nico Collins overthrows him for what I thought was going to be a clear touchdown. And then, I got my wish. It wasn't at the goal line, but it was at the 7-yard line. Ben Mason gets the ball and fumbles on his first carry of the season. And I honestly think that just deflated us right from the get-go. And, we weren't the same after that. And it was tough. It was tough. We had an opportunity to get back into it. I believe it was 7-0 when, Josh Metellus dropped what I thought was a clear pick. And he drops it, It was tough. It's tough to watch. I actually watched it again yesterday and put myself through it just, in case I missed something, see if I could grab any positives out of there. And there wasn't a lot of positives, I'd tell you that. Besides, I think we need to start playing some of these younger people because the effort's not there from a lot of these folks. And I know I beat it over the head in the first podcast where, I want to see these people fired up, have some confidence out there. And, that wasn't the case on Saturday. They came out flatter than 2-week-old pop. That's just what it was. So, it was tough. And we also got our wishes there. McCaffrey went in. He looked pretty good. It seemed like no one wanted to catch any of the balls that were thrown their way, at least on his first drive. The guy's a gamer, you can tell. He's not scared at all. But I will say this. The offensive line looked very, very, very bad. I feel like they're super soft. We couldn't even keep any of the quarterbacks off the ground. They were getting hit damn near on every pass. I mean, it's got to be tough to stand in there and just take a beating time and time and time again and, try to keep your eyes down the field without getting smoked, So the defense was very unlike Michigan, tell you that. The gap responsibilities in the run game I thought were terrible. I had to question some of the things that Don Brown was doing. I know, I forget which touchdown it was, but Wisconsin's in a jumbo backfield at the goal line, and we had Jordan Glasgow in a 3-point stance on the line next to the defensive tackle with a giant gap in between him and I believe it was Carlos Kemp. And the quarterback just snuck it right in. Untouched, unscathed, and it was tough. That was just, that one really pissed me off. I'll tell you that. But I'm going to take a quick break here. We're going to have a 20-second break and come right back. On this quick break, I just want to let you guys know that Color Tone Garrett has released a new album, Taste the Color Tone. Check this out on iTunes, Apple Music, or Spotify today. And we are back here at the WolverineManiac. We're going to go back to the offensive line play. I mean, there was times where they weren't even touching people. I don't know if it's got something to do with the offensive line splits or what, but, John Runyon, an experienced tackle, wasn't even getting a hand on some of these defensive ends. They were just running right upfield, just blowing past them and just teeing off on our quarterbacks. Everybody can complain about Shea Patterson or whoever's at the quarterback position, but they're not even getting a fair shot. And when you're getting smashed on every play, it's got to be tough, man. And the thing that actually bothered me the most about this game was when McCaffrey got completely destroyed with the cheap shot, with the targeting call, and none of the linemen or anybody got in, I think it was Pearson's face. You don't have to get a 15-yard, don't do anything dirty, but let him know that guy was a piece of shit. It was a terrible, terrible shot. I honestly thought that McCaffrey broke his neck. It gave me a weird feeling in the pit of my stomach, man. I really thought we seen him break his neck, and it was sad to see it happen to him. I hope he's okay, and I thought that just should have fired the team up, but body language is still bad, and that's what pissed me off the most. And it's going to bring me to my next point here. And I've been saying this for the past couple years, but where's the fire in Jim Harbaugh? His first 2 years, this guy was electric on the sideline. He was engaged into the game, and I absolutely loved his energy. Now he just sits there with his hands on his knees, just sitting there like this, and that's all we get from him. And it's tough sledding for Jim. I know everybody's calling for his head now. I don't know how I feel about that, because the guy's tried to adapt every time, every year. He's pretty much doing what the fans are asking him to do: change the offense, do this, do that. And supposedly he doesn't have his hands on the offense now. Josh Gaddis should be taking some of this heat. We still don't have an identity on offense, which is tough. I think we need to have 4-5 plays on each the run game and the pass play that we can go to. We're not even good at 2 plays on either passing or running. And it's a big bummer. It's not good. But the good news is that, we're going to be playing Rutgers this week, so hopefully we can find an identity or find some plays that work, because I think our best play right now, as we've seen towards the end of the game, was throwing 50-50 balls up to Nico Collins, which I'm all for. As you know, on that last podcast, we need to get him the ball. But I don't know what's going on with Jimbo. Maybe the pressure's getting to him. I kind of feel sorry for the guy, but then I kind of don't, because he's getting that much money. But it's tough sledding, and let's be a little optimistic here, folks. Wisconsin is a good team. They're going to be going to the Big Ten championship game. I don't doubt that at all. And we do still have a chance to meet them in the Big Ten title game and get another shot at them. But, we're going to have to run the table. And it's not going to be easy to do. But, we've won multiple games in a row before. We've pretty much done it, even though it's always ended in us shit in the bed against Ohio State. But, the season's not over yet. Until we start losing a couple games here, especially in Big Ten play, I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up on Jimbo yet. I know it's tough. Folks. Especially being a fan. But, hopefully he can get the ship going. I want to see him fired up. You guys already know that. But it's not over. And, we got a couple of easier games coming up here that we can hopefully find the identity. And, get this offense rolling. Hopefully Josh Gaddis can call better plays, and hopefully Don Brown can figure out what's going on with that defense. I mean, that might have been one of the worst defensive performances I've seen while they've been here, and it really bummed me out because I like Don Brown a lot. Some of his defensive philosophies I don't really agree with, like being aggressive all the time. I feel like teams are just kind of know how to game plan against it now and just use his aggressiveness against him. And we've seen it time and time again. And I don't know. I feel like the fundamentals aren't there. And, you know, we got to get rid of these yips and the fumbles. And, you know, I don't really have much else to say. That's all I got. I might do a podcast later this week, talking more about Rutgers. I know we're all bummed out about this Wisconsin game. I wanted to kind of get after it here with that. And I know I'm waiting for Isaiah Hole to post some of the videos, the players' interviews, and the coaches' interviews. I've seen a couple of them already today. I haven't seen the Don Brown. I've watched a couple of the interviews with Jim, but, you know, he's adapting. He's taking the blame, but still tough sledding. And, again, I would like to thank everybody that liked, shared, watched the video, and subscribed to the WolverineManiac. I really appreciate it. There was a lot of love. I wasn't expecting that much, and I really appreciate you guys a lot. And I'm going to try to continue to get better at this. So, you know, sorry for the repetitiveness and whatnot. I'm still trying to figure this out as I go on. But hopefully I can get better, and hopefully Michigan can get better as well, baby. So that's all I got. I'm out. I'm going to roll on out of here.